Veggie Gardens here, and today I'm going to be showing you the best ways to plant your tomatoes. So there's a couple tricks you can use. One of them is how to string your tomatoes up properly. Some people will just simply tie a knot onto wherever they're going to string their tomatoes onto, which in my opinion is just a fiddly method that eventually becomes a problem with the weight of the tomatoes. So I'll show you a trick you can use when stringing them up. The second method I will show you is how to properly plant them to increase the most root surface area. There's a way that you can optimize root growth when planting your tomatoes, and it's a simple trick that anyone can use. So let me show you. First things first, I'm going to take my secateurs and I'm going to chop the leaves off the lowest parts of this tomato. This is going to stop them rotting and causing the disease when I plant them in. And so you can see this tomato's sort of leaning this way, so I'm going to use that lean to my advantage when planting. So you can see they've got some pretty nice roots, they're ready to go in, and keeping them in these smaller pots can have an advantage. So I've got another lucid gem right here, and what I'm going to do is lay this one and poke him upwards like this. So firstly, let's say that's about 30 centimeters apart. Just next to it here I've got a little basil, and so this is where the head's going to be. So let's dig a trench, and that is where I want my root ball. That root ball's going to go in nice and deep. The rest of this will be where the stem goes. And here I've got some well-rotted compost. Still pretty active, so there's some bigger bits in here, but that will attract the worms and release some more fertilizer as the year goes. And I've got some solid cow manure here. And so where this root ball is, let's plant that in. So he's leaning that way. We need a bit more depth there. Oh, that should be perfect. I'm going to sprinkle some of this over that to keep the moisture in. And then I'm going to lean this how I want it and just cover it up. You can see that there. Give it a nice tamp down, but be careful when you're pushing this down because you can easily snap the stem. Give it a push. You want everything nice and firm because those air pockets cause a problem when plants are trying to root. The water will fill them in, but then you'll get a really uneven soil. So get it nice and flat and even before that. Just kind of firm it in around its stem so it's already growing up. And that there is pretty perfect. And so now the next method is how to string them. The method that I'm going to show you is the slip knot method. So grab your finger and your thumb and hold the outside string. Take this string on the inside here and wrap it round, and simply grab it. Hold that with your two fingers there, your thumb and your index finger, and then using your thumb as a loop, you're going to just pull it against it and pull it back round the back. So I've got a cross there, I've held it, and then I'm just going to go back again, and I'm going to poke it through, and then I'm going to hold this and I'm going to pull, and at the same time let go, and that there will get your slip knot. So pull that down, and now what you'll see is I can use this back one to extend how much length I have, and I can pull it down this way to shorten how much length I have. And the benefit of this is when the tomatoes get really, really heavy, I can tighten them up or loosen them, whatever's going to help hold the tomato. Take this, I like to put them in on the left, push that in nice and deep, and then wrap this tomato around. Keep it a bit loose for the wrap around, it definitely helps. And so here we've got a borage plant which decided to seed in my greenhouse. I could either dig him out or I could leave him in. One of the negatives of leaving him in is it will take a lot of water. Not a huge amount, but it is quite a moisture loving plant, borage. But one of the other benefits is borage has one of the fastest pollen replenishing times of 2 to 5 minutes. So bees love it, it's full of nectar, and leaving it in could be a benefit because it also helps boost the strength of growth of the tomatoes, and some people say that it boosts the taste of the fruit. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to leave it in just as an experiment, see how it goes. And if the tomatoes growing next to the borage seem to do the best, I've got another one here, then I might just make it a permanent companion plant for it. But I also have some little baby cinnamon basils just in here. There you have it. There's some tips on planting your tomatoes, and let's fast forward to getting them all planted up.